Right, cool. So I'm gonna be talking about my Jump 75 trade. As you have seen, I posted on the channel lately. It's the recent video that I posted as at the time I am recording this video. However, I'm gonna be talking about how I was able to enter this trade, what I saw. So yeah, on a monthly time frame, actually, this market has been. If we see this market, it has rejected this weekly zone here that I've drawn on my something on my laptop. However, we did not see anything that could tell us that this market is bullish at the moment because there's no candlestick pattern on a monthly time frame. But however, what I saw that made me to enter this market was because of a trend line. So I always love taking trend line trades, especially on Jump 75 and Jump 10. So there was a trade around here. So this is the first touch, this is second touch. However, there's probably going to be some third touch, I don't know, later in the later, I don't know. But on a weekly time frame, I had to draw another trend line, however, which was I think I drew it from here or so. And that was how I was able to see another trade around here, which was here. Actually, I was able to catch some of the trades here, but when it was reversing, I closed the trade because of the monthly time frame, which didn't give me any signal, even though I knew that this is a clear zone on a weekly time frame that is telling me that this probably is going to go massively up. So that is that about that. So now we are on the zone here. And one thing about how I draw my trend line, guys, is that whenever we have a zone or we have already gotten into a zone, we break that zone and we have come back to retest the zone and we are moving up. That is where I'm going to start drawing my trend line from. I'm not going to start randomly from anywhere. However, I'm going to start drawing my trend line from a zone, the beginning of a zone. So let's say, for example, I'm drawing, let's say this is the zone, this is the recent zone for a downtrend. I'm not going to draw my trend line from somewhere around here. I'm going to draw it from the zone around here. And I'm going to be giving it all the touches, maximum touches that I can find. Whichever touch that I'm able to find, I'm going to be touching, drawing it. So that's how I do my trend line. So this is the recent zone at the moment that this price I've gotten into and rejected it from. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to draw my first touch, my second touch, and third touch. And that is what I've done. That was how I was able to get my entry strategy from here, because the entry strategy that I mostly use on jump 10 and jump 75 is trend line touch. So though sometimes I do the trend line touch in such a way that maybe I see the candlestick confirmation and I see the trend line touch, I'm going to take the trade. There are sometimes that I wait for a counter trend line break, a candlestick pattern that's giving me a confirmation, and also the trend line touch, which are three things: the trend line touch, the candlestick pattern or confirmation, and also a counter trend line break. So if you don't understand counter trend line, you can watch some of my other videos which I have explained it in it to able to understand what counter trend line is. So that is that about that. Now this market has moved already from this trend line touch. Was how I was able to take the trade. And as you can see now, I've closed some of the trade, some of the positions. I was using zero point 0.1 lot size, so I closed zero point 0.2 thereabouts at daily something here, which was around here. It was around 16,300 or thereabouts. That was where I had my first position closed at. I closed 0.02 out of the trade. So I'm leaving the others to run. Actually, had I known, I would have let my first TP should be around here, but I did not do that. But however, when the price got here yesterday, or is it day before yesterday? I think well that was yesterday actually. I closed 0.02 as well again, which is leaving me with 0.06. Now there's probably going to be an opportunity to enter the trade again, and that is what I'm going to be doing with a Fibonacci. So as you can see, we have our trend line touch. So this is a fib to which we have our 50 and 61.8 retracement at the moment. So the price is already reacting at that place at the moment. So what I'm going to be doing is that for me to get another confirmation to know whether I should enter or not, I'm going to be drawing my counter trend line, because the market is, in my own opinion, the market is bullish at the moment. So I'm just going to be drawing my counter trend line right about here. So my counter trend line is going to give me another confirmation whether I should enter for another buy or not. So all I'm expecting right now at the moment is that even though this one is still running at 0.06 lot size, I'm just going to be expecting the market to, or the price to break out from this counter trend line. Once we break out of this counter trend line, that is one confirmation for me. And if I have a candlestick confirmation, whether a morning star or a bullish engulfing candle, that's another confirmation for me. Another confirmation for me is also the VIP zone that was being broken out from, or the VIP zone that has been reacted to. So if I have these three things, this already is enough for me to add another position to my um position that I have already had initially. So probably I'm just going to be adding another position of maybe like 0.06 or so, or probably 0.02 or 0.04. Depends on how I think I should do. Then my first TP out of the second position that I'm probably going to be entering, the first TP is definitely going to be around here, which is around 17,100 or thereabout. Then the second TP is going to be at here, which is this zone that probably when the price get there is probably going to consolidate a little bit. Then the third TP, which is probably going to be maybe the remaining 0.02, I'll just leave it to run to the normal TP that I have initially had before. The reason why I'm a little bit confident in this trade, a little bit, even though the price is reversing after 2 days of giving us a good move, is because at the third trend line touch or bounce, I'm already seeing something which is a candlestick pattern, and that is a morning star. So as you can see, we have this down candle, we have this a little bit um push to the upside, even though it shows that the buyers are quite strong here, and we have this massive bullish move. So even though yesterday, which was a Sunday, the price was just reversing massively, I'm not panicking. Initially, if it were be before, I would have panicked a little bit, probably closed the trade, because I don't want to lose more. I don't want to lose what I have had. However, the reason why I'm still inside this trade and a little bit confident is because I've already secured something. So that's something that I've secured is what is giving me the mind to be able to hold this trade more. And if opportunity comes, I'm going to be able to add another position to this. It is reversing massively at the moment, but I don't care too much. But I'm still watching just in case, so that market doesn't do rubbish. So that is what I have for you guys. If you like what you have seen, kindly give it a thumbs up, share, and even subscribe to the channel. That's what I would love you to do, because I create content and give out things that give you opportunity to be able to trade synthetic indices. This jumped to 75 index. So I analyze jump indices or synthetic derivative indices. Peace out.